I support a company called 5x3, No Excuses. Anybody ever heard of it? It's 5 bass by 3 o'clock, no excuses. If you don't believe that's right, that's how each one of you live. People say, well, I didn't know what 5x3 meant. It's your lifestyle. On Saturday, you got to have 5x3 or you ain't going to get paid. I got the belt buckle on right there, 5x3. That's my life. If I go out on a Saturday morning and I don't know how to catch them, I'm going to do everything I can to get 5 bites. If you can't catch 5, you can't get to number 1. I promise you. You sit around idle, and I've learned to adjust to that when I say, hey, you're not on enough fish to win. And I hear this, and y'all probably heard it a lot too. People get on stage and they'll say, well, Dave, I went out there and swung for the fences and come up a little short. You never got out of the dugout there, dummy. You never got bit. You took yourself out of the game when you got there because you said in your mind, I'm not on them, so I'm just going to throw Hail Mary passes and hope one hooks up. And then when I get on stage, I can say, well, I went for the win and come up a little short. You never got to the plate. I'd at least want to say I bunted one and got a man on first so I could steal second, hope you overthrew it to third and I could get home. Hope is what you need in a tournament a lot of times. Anybody agree with that? Man, got to have a little hope. They said, well, you know about hope. I said, if you live in Alabama in a trailer park, you need hope, because if a tornado's coming, you better hope it don't get you, because it's coming. I'm a man that lives off hope. If I can get 1 bite, I hope myself into getting 2 bites. I don't need to sit idle and feel sorry for myself because, oh, I'm not on them, and I know Kevin Van Dam or Ike Elliot's going to catch them. I need to take care of business at hand. I need to go out and keep this right here right. I need to stay open-minded and get my 5 bites and listen to what the fish say. If I ain't had a bite and I flip by a log and I get a bite on that log, I'm going to look right there and say, okay, that's a log in the sun and 4 foot of water. And I'm going to keep fishing down the bank, and every time I see one of them, I'm going to focus on that target. And the love of God, don't let another one bite on that jig on 4 foot of water on that log, because I'm going to fish every one in Lake Kissimmee in 2 hours. I'm looking for a pattern. And when that happens, then all the memories go out the window. It doesn't matter what you've done on the first day of practice, second day of practice, third day of practice. It matters what happens right then. 2 bites in a row, that's a pattern. Pack them down, let's go. I need 1 rod. It's that brown jig in 4 foot of water. And I'm going to stick with that till I get to 5. Once I get to 5, I can build off a way to win or try to get myself in position to win. Most of the time, anglers lose on the first day. Never win. There's never been a 3-day tournament won on day 1. You ever look at the stats? Alton Jones fished 1 day, caught 700 pounds and won the tournament. Nope, caught him all 3 days, Jack. You don't catch him on day 1, you lose. You have to catch something to get in the game. And a lot of times we have to own up to that. We got to, hey, I'm not a guy that's got a lot of pride and say, I don't want to get on stage. So well, I had to catch him on 6-pound line and a spinning rod. If that's what I got to do, I'm going to do it. It's like riding a moped. I don't want to have to ride it to work, but it's better than walking. I'll throw a spinning rod, catch me a few fish, I get back on my feet. Anybody got a question on that, huh? You ever rode a moped to work? My uncle did. He had like 48 DUIs. That joker ride a moped everywhere he went. I can't make that up. My Uncle Earl, son, he'd get drunk, ride a moped wreck. I'd laugh. I was about 6 years old. It's the funniest thing I ever seen in my life. And you wonder where my sense of humor comes from? My granddaddy was like that, and my uncle was like that. So I always have a lot of fun. People say, where's your sense of humor come from? I say, well, my granddad was an alcoholic, but he's the funniest man I've ever been around my life. You got to look for the positive. Any question, Ruth? See, it's something positive in everything. People say you can't find positive in everything. Yes, you can. You really can. It's easier to find the negative. I promise you that. It's easier. You go to Walmart, you think you finna check out, 4 people cut in front of you, you can look at me and say, what you gonna find out positive about that? I'm gonna say, well, maybe the girl on aisle 7 is cuter. Let's go down there and see. I don't know. Something's positive in there. I don't want to just focus on the negative. I want to figure out why it's better. People say, well, you got a speeding ticket. What you gonna find out positive about that? Well, maybe if I didn't get that ticket, I was gonna hit that 18-wheeler and die. Pretty good statement. Hard to argue with that kind of logic. I found the positive in it, correct? I'm challenging you to find the positive. And if all else fails, I want you to take a rubber band and put on your right wrist. I've done this for 3 weeks when I started my whole course with my mind coach. He said, put the rubber band on your right wrist. Every time y'all think of something negative, I want you to stretch that rubber band out and pop it 1 time. Pop your wrist. And in 21 days, you will have retrained your mind that every time you think of something negative, it'll relate to pain. And if you think it don't work, just put your rubber band on when you get home. And I'm telling you, when I first started, I had a bungee cord on there. Because I had some issues. I'm going to tell you, I had some issues. I was popping that rubber band. My wife be talking to me, and like, pow, pow. What is this? I'm just making sure it don't break. It's just that simple. Rubber band on your right wrist. Every time you think of something negative, 21 days, pop that rubber band, pop that rubber band, pop that rubber band. When you're in a tournament, things ain't going right, you jump off 2 in a row, pop that rubber band. At least you got them two to bite. I'd rather know what they are biting and lost them as have never got a bite. That's when it's really bad. When you come in from fishing and Dave Mercer leans on you and says, well, Gerald, you got 4 pounds. You got yourself in a little tight. What you think you're going to do tomorrow? I don't know. Apparently, I caught 4 pounds a day in the middle of Lake Toho. You know, that's what you don't want to be. You don't want to be without any hope. You want to build off that a little bit. So